The Red Sox have officially made their first in-season extension of the 2023 season, and I gotta say, this is one I really like. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and one thing the Boston Red Sox have done really well so far throughout the 2023 season is supplemental depth, right? It feels like we are making a video about an injury every other week at this point, and there's always been someone there to at least pick up the slack and help with the production that is missing. And one of the biggest key components of the Red Sox depth so far this year and the last couple of years has been a guy by the name of Rob Refsnyder. Well, today, Rob Refsnyder became the first Red Sox player of the 2023 season to sign an in-season extension, and like I said, I absolutely love this deal. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to break down this Rob Refsnyder contract extension news. We're going to be talking about the actual contract itself, all the inner workings of that, talk about whether or not this is a good deal overall for the Red Sox contract-wise. We're going to talk about what extending Rob Refsnyder can do for this Red Sox team. We're going to talk about what this could lead to with Red Sox and extension talks, and we're going to talk about why I really like this deal. But before we get into that, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so for those of you who have not heard yet, it was announced right around 9:30 a.m. this morning, a little bit of an early announcement, that the Red Sox have extended Rob Refsnyder through the 2024 season with a club option in the 2025 season. Now, the actual details of the contract are a $1.84 million deal for the 2024 season, and again, a club option that would be a one-year, $2 million deal for the 2025 season. Now, one of the interesting things about this contract is it also includes player performance bonuses and escalators. Now, escalators, for those of you who do not know, normally include things like how many plate appearances you have, or how many Cy Young votes you get, or how many All-Star nods you have, or how many MVP votes you get. It's stuff that as you perform in this league, you get a higher pay salary. Now, obviously, in the terms of Rob Refsnyder, he's probably not going to be getting many All-Star votes or many MVP candidacy stuff. So, in my opinion and my best guess as to what the actual escalators are on this contract, it would mostly be in-game performances, stuff like plate appearances, number of games played, amount of times in the outfield, stuff like that, where it could increase the salary of Rob Refsnyder's contract. So the actual full salary is not known yet, but the base salary, again, is that one-year, $1.84 million deal with that $2 million club option in 2025. Now, before we start breaking down Rob Refsnyder's statistics and why this deal makes sense, let's talk about the actual contract itself, because this is one I really like. The first thing I really like about this contract is it's right around the amount of money that I think most people would probably spend on Rob Refsnyder, right? A role player who's sort of your fifth outfielder going forward, a guy off the bench. $1.84 million makes a ton of sense for him. The other thing I really like about this contract is the club option, right? Because over the next couple of years, you're probably going to see a lot of changes in the personnel on this Red Sox team. Having that club option and that security that, hey, we could have Rob Refsnyder on this bench for 2 years if we want him to, is a really great sign. Another thing I really like about this contract is the performance bonuses. I really like performance bonuses in all MLB contracts. I think giving guys incentives to really try to get to that next level and really try to keep improving their game is always a great thing, right? Guaranteed money is awesome for baseball players, but having those performance bonuses to me is great for both the club and the player as well. And finally, the last thing I really like about this contract, talking about the actual terms of the contract itself, is the fact that this is a bit of an expendable contract, right? You've got the club option for the second year, so you don't have to lock him in for 2 years. It's only $1.84 million, so if things ever do go south within the next year or two, you have the option to move on from Rob Refsnyder without taking too much of a financial hit. So overall, in my opinion, when we're taking a look at the terms of this contract itself, it makes a ton of sense, right? The money's right, the years are right, the performance bonuses are right, the expendability is right. This contract makes a ton of sense on all levels. It's also a guaranteed contract for Rob Refsnyder, who's an awesome guy. So I absolutely love the makeup of this contract and what it means for Rob and the Red Sox. Let's talk about what Rob's impact on the Red Sox has been and why this contract makes sense in terms of his production. The biggest reason why I love this contract extension is because of how good Rob Refsnyder has been on this Red Sox team and how vital of a role he's had over the last couple of years. So far this year, Rob Refsnyder's had a fantastic season at the plate. He's currently hitting .284 with a really impressive .408 on base percentage, with a .383 slug and a .116 OPS plus, meaning that overall this season, Rob Refsnyder has been about 16% above the average player in baseball when it comes to production in the batter's box. But where Rob has really excelled this year is against left-handed pitching. So far this year, Rob Refsnyder has a really impressive .365 average against lefties with an insane .468 on base percentage. He's getting on base against lefties almost half the times he's facing them at the plate, and he has a .481 slug, which is good for a .158 OPS plus, meaning that so far this year, Rob Refsnyder has been 58% more productive against left-handed pitching than the average player in baseball. That has been really vital to this Red Sox team. And it's vital to this Red Sox team because it adds versatility to this outfield. When taking a look at this outfield currently and what this outfield could look like over the next couple of years, you've got Masataka Yoshida, who's going to be here for a while, left-handed hitter, right? You've got Jaron Duran, who hasn't even really reached arbitration yet. He's a guy who's going to be around for a while, left-handed hitter, right? And you've got Alex Verdugo, who at the bare minimum still has 1 year left on his arbitration deal, so he's going to be around for at least the next year or so, right? And those are all left-handed hitters, which means having Rob Refsnyder on the bench adds versatility and left and right-handed matchup possibilities to an outfield that really didn't have any beforehand. And it's not only that Rob Refsnyder adds versatility in the batter's box when it comes to the outfield, he also adds versatility in outfield positional play as well. You can kind of plug and play Rob Refsnyder wherever you want in the outfield, and you're going to get above average to average defense on the field, which is fantastic news. To have someone who can come off the bench and someone who you know is going to be on the bench for the next couple of years, who is a guy who can come in and sort of plug and play wherever you need him, whether it's injuries, whether it's days off, whether it's just simply playing the matchups. Rob Refsnyder can do it all, and he adds a ton of versatility to an outfield that, again, didn't really have a ton of right-handed potential coming up in the next couple of years. And on top of that too, Rob Refsnyder is by far and away your best right-handed option off the bench. Connor Wong has become more of a full-time catcher in my opinion, right? This is a guy who should be starting in the catcher spot every day. So right now, when you're looking at the Red Sox bench, you've got Reese McGuire, left-handed, you got Raimel Tapia, left-handed, you've got Pablo Reyes, who probably won't be on the team in the next couple of days, so you've either got Emmanuel Valdez, Christian Arroyo, one of those two on the bench, who is right-handed, and then you've got Rob Refsnyder. So far this year, Rob Refsnyder has a 121 OPS plus when coming off the bench. He's been about 21% more productive than the average player in baseball coming off the bench. So not only does he add versatility to the lineup, not only does he add versatility to the outfield, he adds versatility to the bench as well, and he's a reliable guy that you can lean on in later innings when you're trying to play matchups based on relievers who are coming into the ball game. So yeah, I think overall when it comes to this actual contract for Rob Refsnyder, the money's right? It's at the very least expendable, so if it doesn't work out, you can either trade him or DFA him without taking too much of a monetary loss. It's not a super long-term commitment, so you'll be able to play around with what we can do in the future if Rob Refsnyder doesn't end up producing, and he's a guy who adds a ton of versatility to this Red Sox team. So yeah, overall, I love this contract. As for what it means for the Red Sox going forward, it's a really small step in a bigger plan, right? One thing the Red Sox have made very clear publicly over this last offseason is that their goal going forward is to start getting back to extending players before they hit free agency. And not just 1 year, 2 years before their arbitration is up, but early on in their careers. Now, Rob Refsnyder obviously is at the end of the day a role player on this Red Sox team, an important role player, but a role player nonetheless. Hopefully, this is a step in the direction that we are looking for when it comes to extending guys who could be more than role players, right? Extending guys like Brian Bayo, who could become an ace caliber pitcher. Extending guys like Tristan Casas, who's struggling now, but has a ton of potential at the plate. Extending guys like that and not having to go through the stuff that Red Sox fans and the Red Sox team themselves have gone through over the last couple of years. So yeah, this could be a big step in sort of a new old approach for this Red Sox team in extending guys before they hit free agency. But again, it's a small step in a bigger pond, and you're going to have to really sort of step it up and try and get more in-season extensions as this season goes on, because as of right now, it would make a ton of sense to try and extend Brian Bayo. It would make a ton of sense to try and get Alex Verdugo extended on a team-friendly contract before he hits arbitration. So there's a lot of work to do, but this is a good step in the right direction. But all of this is just my opinion, so let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of this Rob Refsnyder news? What do you think of the contract itself? What do you think of Rob Refsnyder's impact on the Red Sox so far? And what do you think Rob Refsnyder's impact could be on the Red Sox now that he's going to be here for at least another year? Let me know all your thoughts on the latest Red Sox contract extension news in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.